All right, so we're on page 7 here working on some percent application problems. And what I'd like to do is just kind of run through a few of these and help you set them up, and you will finish them up and maybe try a few on your own. So we start off with number 1. We got 50 leather jackets sold in February. The shopkeeper wants to encourage the sales team to sell more leather jackets by giving all of them a bonus if the number of jackets sold increases by 30%. So this right here is going to tell us how we're going to increase the problem. Whenever you see a percent increase, we have to work that into the multiplication. So how many jackets must the sales team sell in March to receive the bonus? Well, we start with 50, and then what we're going to do is multiply that by some percent. So the way we calculate that is we start off with 100%. If we sold 100%, then that would just stay 50, but we're adding on 30%, and so that gives me a total of 130%. But in order to multiply, what I need to do is convert that to a decimal. So I'm going to go back 2 decimal places, and we'll call that 1.3. So I'm multiplying 50 by 1.3, and that should come out to more than 50, and it does. If you multiply that on your calculator, you should get 65. I look back, I see what I was answering, how many leather jackets. So it's 65 jackets. Okay, so we have a starting amount, and then we're multiplying by a percent increase by adding the increase to 100. All right, that's going to happen again in number 5 and also in number 3. So I'm going to let you work on numbers 3 and 5 the same way. Okay, and then let's take a look at some of the others for more examples. So Daniel paid $22 for a water bottle. This amount includes 5% tax. What was the cost of the item before tax? So it's the same setup, except I don't know the initial amount. So I'm going to let that be X, and then I'll multiply by a percent. So if this amount includes 5% tax, think about how tax makes the price increase. This is the same as saying increases by 5%. So I have 100% plus 5% equals 105%, which means 1.05. So I'm multiplying some unknown starting amount by 1.05, and I'm supposed to get $22 total, right? So the percent increase includes the tax. I didn't know what the original price was, so now if I divide, I can get that X was $20.95 to start with. All right, so anytime you don't know the starting amount, that's how we need to handle it. All right, and that is going to repeat itself in number 7. So number 7 is going to be a similar setup to number 2. All right, let's take a look at number 4. The driver set a goal to earn $2,000 in March, receives a base salary of $1,000 per month, as well as, so we're going to add something on, as well as a 20% commission for all sales in that month. So what that means is however much merchandise or however much of product this person sells, they're going to be able to multiply that amount by 20% and add it on to their salary. So he's making $1,000 to start with. And then what we're adding on is 20% of how much we sell. Now, we don't know how much that is, but 20% written as a decimal for calculation purposes looks like 0.20. And then an unknown amount of sales. And we have a goal. The goal is to earn 2,000. So we just set that up equal to 2,000. We could have whatever goal there may be in a given problem, but we're starting out with our base salary, and then we're adding on a percent of future sales. So you would subtract 1,000, divide by 0.20, and you can get your result that way. All right, and then the same process occurs in number 6. Number 6 is tied to number 4. So we should be able to use those. Let me just go through this one more time and get you which ones go with which. So number 3 was like number 1, and number 5 was like number 1. And then number 6. Yes, number 6 was like number 4. And number 7 was like number 2. So we should be able to complete those using those notes. If you have any trouble with any of them, you can let me know. The answer key will be posted for you so you can look them up. But just make a note of it, and when we're back together, I will go over any that you need help with.